How can blended families ensure fair distribution of assets among children from different relationships?
Welcome to Barry's Bites. Please join our host, attorney and financial advisor Chris Barry.
Really, what we're talking about is blended families. And I had this situation actually this morning with some clients. So let's say we have, and it doesn't even have to be kids. Maybe one side has kids or both have kids from previous marriages. Maybe they don't even have kids. It really doesn't matter. The issue is, and we talk about this in our workshops that we do on a regular basis, our estate planning workshops. And we call this the Elie situation. So let's say we have husband and wife. Wife passes away. Where does everything go? Husband. Husband grieves for a month, falls in love, meets someone else. We'll call her Elaine. Elaine brings home cooked meals to your husband 6 times. Each time she visits, she wears a skimpier outfit, and she thinks that money that's earmarked for your kids shouldn't be spent on more important things like jewelry, sports cars, European spa vacations, right? So now if husband passes away, where might all the money go? Money might go to Elaine versus where you originally intended. That's a scenario that's played out. One spouse passes away, spouse gets remarried at an older age. Now all the money goes to that new spouse versus going down to the kids. Likewise, married couple, second marriage, we have kids from previous marriages. One spouse passes away. If everything just goes outright to the survivor and survivor doesn't talk to the kids from the other marriage, 10 years go down the line, then survivor might just leave stuff to their kids, right? So how do we protect against this? This is where we build in legacy provisions. So with a trust, we would set up typically two trusts, one trust for each spouse. If one spouse passes away, the money could be used for the surviving spouse. But when that surviving spouse passes away, money doesn't go to a new spouse or just to their side of the family. It goes to where the deceased spouse originally intended. So we can lock in the interest of that initial spouse. We can still provide for the survivor if we want to. Sometimes we don't even provide for the surviving spouse. We just have it go directly to the kids. But with separate trusts, we can then build in some of these rules or language to say to what extent we're going to provide for the surviving spouse. It could be fully, where they can use their money for their health, education, maintenance, support, whatever they need. And then when they pass away, it goes to where you originally intended. It could just go outright, but then the surviving spouse could remarry or it could go to their side of the family. So that's why a lot of times second marriages, we have it go to them in trust, or we could have a percentage. Maybe half goes to provide for the surviving spouse, the rest goes to the kids. Or situation we did this morning, the surviving spouse can stay in the home, but all the assets are going to the kids from the previous marriage. So there's different ways that we can do it. The key is we need to set up a trust and build in those legacy type provisions inside of the trust when we are protecting against kind of that second marriage situation.